Hi, my name is Dr. Peters with Peters Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. This week's quick video is going to be video 4 in our nutritional series talking about a balanced approach to eating. And when I say a balanced approach, we're talking about proteins and carbohydrates. In video 1, we talked about the health pyramid, not the food pyramid, but the health pyramid. Video 2, we talked about healthy digestion. Video 3, we talked about maximizing natural detoxification. So, video 4, proteins and carbs, all right? So, lean protein, high fiber carbohydrates, healthy fats and vegetables, and leafy greens. That's what we want in our diet. The right amount of nutrients in the proper combination will energize you. It will fill you up and help you feel satiated. It'll curb cravings and it'll promote optimal body composition, meaning our body fat, our body height weight ratio, all those things put together. So protein must be consumed throughout the day. We don't have big storage capacity for protein, so you got to bring it in, you got to utilize it through the day. Now some people might say, how much protein? Well, some of the readings I've done in the past, I think it was a Body for Life by Bill Phillips. That must have been 15, 16 years ago I read that. They talk about protein portion the size of your fist, the veggie portion or carb portion the same. So that was kind of a neat way. But I actually looked it up, and what they talk about now is you're going to multiply your weight by either 0.4, 0.5, or 0.6. Now 0.4 is if you lead a rather sedentary lifestyle, maybe you're trying to make some good changes through your nutrition before you feel healthy enough or good enough to be exercising on a regular basis. So 0.5 is the number I use. That's for someone who's exercising maybe 4 or 5 times a week. They're fairly active. 0.6 is for someone who is in the middle of some serious training, maybe training 6 or 7 days a week for some type of competition. So if you take my current weight, I'm down to 188, multiply that by 0.5, puts me at 94 grams per day of protein. And if I divide that out, say if I'm going to have 3 protein meals a day, that's 31 grams of protein per meal for me. So it's a nice way to kind of calculate and see where you're at. So don't skip meals. Don't skip the meals. Keep your energy, keep your blood sugar levels. Speaking of blood sugar, let's talk about carbohydrates, okay? Carbs will affect your blood sugar, okay? Blood sugar and glucose levels. When you talk about carbs, you're either going to burn it or you're going to store it. So if you're going to store it, you're either going to store it in the liver as glycogen or you're going to store it in the body as fat. So most of us don't like the term fat. You're going to store it in that tissue. So let's talk about simple carbohydrates versus complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates are the ones we want to stay away from. They are your white bread, your white rice, your pastries, donuts and such, sodas, fruit drinks, and even sport drinks. You got to be careful with the amount that you're putting in. The complex carbs that we do want: whole grains, non-starchy, high fiber, veggies, fruits, and beans. So proteins and veggies. And I always like to say what I read years ago in the Body for Life: protein and veggies and fruit in between. I think that's a great way to do it. And when you talk about proteins, the new nutritional plan that I'm doing is more of the vegetarian-based or vegan-based proteins. And I have found that digestive is so much easier, and it does fill me up better, and it keeps me feeling full longer, which is really awesome. A lot of my eating, I've noticed, is habitual eating. You go to a party, everybody's eating. You go out to a business lunch, everybody's eating, and everything's still surrounded by food. So it can take a little creativity to be careful so that you're in a better place to know as far as eating when you're going somewhere. Maybe eat before you go or have a plan for it. So that's this week's video talking about protein and carbohydrates. I hope you find it helpful. And if you haven't seen the other videos with the health pyramid and the healthy digestion and maximizing natural detoxification, go back, take a quick look at them. And I hope that you have an awesome week.